Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be talking about one exciting theme, and this is how I got rid of my chronic digestive issues with a raw vegan diet. So let's jump right into it. So prior to finding out this raw vegan diet, I was struggling with my chronic digestive issues for 7 years, and it was mainly really intense stomach pain that got me bed chained on some evenings. Like, the pain was so intense that I couldn't even stand up because of the pain. I was also having a lot of bloating, a lot of embarrassing gas, which would be really smelly, and I would be really ashamed of it. And I would also be constipated, and whenever I wouldn't be constipated, I would have always diarrhea. So I was really avoiding using public bathrooms or bathrooms at my friends' houses because that diarrhea like smelled really bad. And yeah, I was just so ashamed of my body, and I was constantly in a food coma. I was constantly having that brain fog, and because of my digestive issues, I also developed a lot of mental health issues like depression, anxiety. Social anxiety was a big one for me, and also more intense issues like panic attacks, almost daily at some point. So first, let's get into why raw vegan diet and why is it so beneficial, especially if you're struggling with digestive issues. So when we look at the animal kingdom, when we get, for example, a new pet, let's say cat, we will feed it cat food. The food that the cat is designed to eat and to digest and to absorb. So when we would get like a bird, we would feed it bird food. So again, the food that the bird is like designed to eat, to digest and to absorb. And let's, for example, take any animal in the kingdom. In the animal kingdom, we would feed it their species specific diet. So the food that this animal is designed to eat and absorb and digest. So when it comes to us humans, we are kind of acting like we are all so different. Like, we all have so special needs, and we all need to eat different diet. Like, no human is the same, which is kind of true and kind of not. Like, this is the sentence I really like to say, is that we do have the same body, but we made different sins. So I think like the journey to getting there is different with every individual, but the goal is actually always the same, because we are the same species, and we are also designed to eat some kind of food that is for our body. So we have all the tools to digest it, to absorb it, to actually absorb it. This is a big point. To digest it effortlessly, so it gives us more energy that it needs to digest. So did you ever find yourself in a food coma after any meal? Like, the meal takes you more energy to digest, and it actually gives you like, this really doesn't make sense, that then that kind of food is the most optimal food for us. So of course it will cause us some issues, because we actually invest all of our energy into just struggling to digest this one meal, and we don't have enough energy to put that energy, so our body doesn't have enough energy to put that energy into functions of other organs and our overall health and our overall body. So this is one point, that raw fruits, especially fruits and veggies, and some healthy nuts and seeds, so some healthy fats and protein, are our species-specific diet, because we have all the tools to digest it effortlessly. So try this yourself, like, have a meal early in the morning, so the first meal of your day, and have like a big bowl of fruits. And I'm talking here like, if you're not used to it, like 3 to 4 bananas, and just have like 3 to 4 bananas. And then try to have like your ordinary breakfast, so something processed like toast, like cereal or anything like that, the other day, so the next day, and see what happens. Which meal will give you more energy and take less energy to digest, and which will take more energy and will drain you out more. Just, you need to experiment a little bit and you need to see it yourself. But if you want to dive deeper why this diet is our species specific diet, you can also research on the 80-10-10 diet. This is a book that is written by Dr. Douglas Graham. So I would highly recommend you to at least look at some of his interviews or anything to really dive deeper into why this exact diet is our species specific diet, and which tools do we actually have that makes us perfect for this kind of diet. So he explains this the best. And another aspect is that our gut microbiome is really important thing to focus on when it comes to gut health or overall health. So we live like in an ecosystem of living beings on this planet. So we humans are part of ecosystem of, let's say, this planet Earth. So our body is also an ecosystem of microbes. Like our DNA is more than 90% of microbes. This is really a lot. So microbiome is an ecosystem of microbes. But those microbes, like, some are good and some are bad, and we need to balance them out and really feed the good ones, so the good ones will provide us with optimal health, and including, of course, optimal digestion. And the most microbes that there is, like the most varieties, there are in our gut. So we have the most microbes in our gut. So this is why also gut health is really the base of everything, basically. When you start to work on your gut health, you will also improve your overall health, and you will also lessen other symptoms of your diseases. And you will eventually reverse also the other diseases. But let's just stay on the gut health. So let's get a little bit back. So you have good microbes and bad microbes. And you need to really balance those two out. So you need to feed the good ones, so they will thrive and they will provide you with optimal health. So to feed the good ones, they all just feed off of fiber. They all eat fiber. And where can you find the most fiber? In raw fruits and veggies. There is the most optimal amounts of fiber, and in the most optimal form that it actually digests. And actually all of the other vitamins and minerals, like all the nutritional value, is just absorbed with some kind of fiber, or better, fiber from fruits and veggies. So, like, having your diet based on fiber is really important, because with that fiber you will feed the good ones and you will balance out your gut health and your overall health. And as soon as you process these raw foods, even with temperature, then you change the ratio and you like make different kind of vitamins, minerals, like they change, their form changes. So when it comes to diet, you also need to make sure that we all really love to think like, this food has more, let's say, vitamin C, so it's better for me, and this food has more iron, so it's better for me. But the truth is, like, you need the right form of iron and of vitamin C, for example, and you need the right ratio, not more or less, but the right ratio of things. So all of those vitamins and minerals, they're all so connected, and they only get absorbed because they have some other vitamin or some other mineral that transform it into a form that is the most absorbable for our body. So you need to look at the right ratios, not which food has more of this or less of this. So those are just some of the aspects. I'm sure that there are a lot more of aspects why raw vegan diet is the most optimal diet for gut health and for our overall health. But those are just some of the bigger aspects that I see that are really important for gut health. So they give you more energy, they feed your good microbes. We as humans have all the tools to digest it and to actually absorb it because they are in the most optimal ratios. Let's get into my personal story with raw foods and how they affected me and how I got to this raw food diet. So as a kid, I was raised on a vegetarian diet, so more of a holistic diet, and plant-based diet was already introduced in my life from the early age on. And for a long time I also stayed vegetarian, but then I got like more friends and I started to hanging out at their homes, and I tried meat, and I was never big on meat actually. I was like on and off with meat. But then I also tried processed foods because my family wasn't really big on processed food and on junk food. We would make like most of the things ourselves, and my family was really based on more of a whole foods. So then I tried the processed foods and the junk food, and then my symptoms all got really worse. But I was always curious about vegan diet, and then in high school I met one friend. She was my classmate actually, and she was vegan, and I was always interested in her lifestyle and in her diet choices, and I was actually also going with her into vegan restaurants, trying vegan food, and I really liked it. And then one day I saw this one video. It was like 15 minutes long about raw vegan diet, and this video got me convinced right away. Like right after watching it, I was like, yes, this is it. Like I need to try this raw vegan diet myself because I have too many health issues. By that time I also developed like reproductive organs diseases like PCOS, endometriosis, and like my health was really bad. My energy was really low, my mood was really low, and I just knew that I needed to do something. So I got at that time an emergency surgery because of my cysts and because of the endometriosis. So this really pushed me into making this decision faster, because prior to this surgery I actually already transitioned to vegan diet, but I was still eating processed foods, like processed vegan diet. But then after the surgery I jumped straight into whole foods, like a whole food plant-based diet. And then after 2 months I was already high raw. So I was eating, I would say around, at first a little bit less, but around 80 to 90% from raw foods, so majority of fruit. And then at the evening I would have like one savory meal. So when I started to eat high raw at the beginning, like I instantly noticed the difference, And with my transition, I transitioned quickly because of the urge, like I need to do this, I need to regain my health back because I had so many issues, especially with endometriosis. Like the doctor said to me that maybe I wouldn't be able to have kids, or because of that surgery, or because of my chronic diseases. So this is really a big one for me. And endometriosis is like a disease that really likes to repeat. So then this would mean that I would be needing to have those surgeries basically all my life if I wouldn't do any other changes. So this was a big sign for me to do something about it and to step in my own power and to change something actually. So yeah, I noticed the benefits, I would say, from day one. Everything really improved. It wasn't perfect from the beginning because my digestion needed to adjust to all of the amounts of fiber, because most of the people going into this diet has already really weak gut, and it doesn't have like developed microbes, so they don't have a lot of good microbes, because I forgot to mention this before, but microbes actually digest the food for you. You don't digest the food yourself, so the microbes do it. If you don't have the right microbes, then you will struggle with those kind of foods because you don't have the microbes to digest it. And the more you eat those foods, the more you will develop good microbes that will digest this food, and the easier you will digest it. So of course it was the same with me. I would say the first couple of months I was really struggling because I didn't really know a lot about this raw vegan diet, and I also dropped a lot of weight because I wasn't aware of how many calories I need to eat actually, because the volume is really bigger than on the standard diet. And then after a few months of eating high raw, I transitioned to fully raw. Now this was the time that I reached my biggest detox, and actually I wasn't long fully raw because I wasn't aware of calories and I dropped a lot more weight than I should do. But I passed so much waste, like I passed excess mucus, I passed even parasites and sediment in my urine, like all of my body started to detox. My lymphatic system started to working optimally, my skin started to detox, and then when I reached that detox, like I was all of my symptoms free. No mental health issues, no gut health issues, no reproductive organs issues. Like I was free from all of the discomforts and diseases I was experiencing. And also really nice part of it was that I was actually testing my blood and my blood work was perfect and optimal, so I was actually absorbing all of those things. So yeah, this is how raw vegan diet affected me and changed my life completely, because those diseases actually stopped controlling my everyday and stopped controlling my decisions. Because before, all of those diseases were actually navigating all of my decisions. Every day in my life was based on my diseases, so nothing was really coming from my true desires and my true needs, and I couldn't do anything actually that I really wanted. Not my diseases wanted, but I really wanted, until I detoxed my body with raw foods. And I'm now on this raw food diet for 3 years already, and I'm just seeing progress and progress and progress with every year, with every month. I'm just experiencing better and better gut health, although I thought that I had that optimal gut health like first month in it, but it got way better now. But I really also found out a lot of the other aspects, like how important variety is in our diet, not just raw foods, and how stress affects our gut health and how movement affects our gut health. So when all of those things collapse together, like, then I actually achieved that great detox that got me free of all of those diseases and symptoms. So I'm really thankful for encountering this lifestyle and starting this lifestyle. I don't regret it at all. Like, if I would need to do it again, I would do it again, and I would highly advise you to try it out, because you really need to try it out. Like, you really need to feel those differences on yourself, and you really need to see the difference, because when you actually see the difference, you also find out that the things you thought are working out for you were not really working out for you before. But this is another aspect. So yeah, just try it out, see it yourself, and I hope this helps someone out there that is also looking for solution and was also struggling like I was. So yeah, hope this video is helpful, and see you in the next one. Bye.